Okay, I'm going to start streaming and see if this works here. So now just going to start the Zwift program. Hopefully that pops up in the behind me here. And then get it going. And then I'm just going to go for a regular rip. Been kind of sick this week. And just going to do an easy ride Friday evening. And then go in and have some food. But just got this new camera, so you can actually see me now, not some blurred person there. But yeah, there won't be any real action here. You'll just be listening to me squabble about nothing much. So I assume you can see the. Oof, what kind of plug in too here. I'm gonna plug the old device in. Otherwise, turn it on. The old Watt Bike Atom. The best way to ride on Zwift. So already paired up. Now I don't see anyone here that I can join. None of my Zwift buddies are here. So I can either ride in Watopia or Richmond. The Swedish Championships are in Watopia. So, and they're on the figure 8. So maybe I'll just ride the figure 8, or at least some of it, and get used to the little hills and stuff on it. Swedish Championships in like 10 days. So I'll just ride, and here we go. See if I'm actually going here. Go to my channel, see if I can see myself on here. Test stream, yeah. Yeah, it's actually working. How about that? So I'll just keep talking and go. Where are we on the loop? Yeah, put a little some tunes on for you. What do you want to listen to? Got any good playlists here? It's from Mighty Molson's birthday party. Ah, whatever. Just play that. So, yeah, here we are cruising along the beach in Watopia. Maybe someone will pop up and ride with me here. So if you don't know, you can, oh, see, look here, I'm getting the old power up. Oh, I got one. So if I press the space bar, you can see that little truck. If I'm like, it'll increase my draft sensation for like 30 seconds. It increases your draft by like, I don't know, ridiculous amount, like 50% or 30%. Some of the races, you can actually use those power-ups, and you can use them on rides, but some of the more serious races, not necessarily. A lot of race series, they don't like it, so they don't use the power-ups. But some races you can use them, and then it adds to the strategy. I'm just sitting here. Oh, there's the music for you. There we go, just rolling along here. Just get my cadence up a little. If you're just riding easy, you should be riding some cadence, because then you get some extra benefit from the ride than just getting your heart rate moving and your legs loosened up. Get the hip flexors firing a little more. Work on your efficiency. It's like doing the single leg drills like I did last time. I don't know if I feel like single leg drills tonight though. So I'll just spin, make sure I spin over 100. Do some bike dancing for you. If some big group goes flying by, and maybe I'll use that draft power up, but doesn't look like it's gonna happen. All over me. So anyway, I got my own Zwift racing team, Drag Strip Racing. That's still a tentative name. We haven't decided if we're going to keep it that or change it. Kind of like it, but I want a team name that unites the people who want to be on the team. I don't want to just have some massive team, but I want my athletes, people I coach, old friends and training partners, stuff like that, and then any like triathletes that want to race with triathletes against roadies. Not that we don't take cyclists, but you need cyclists on Zwift if you want to win races, because triathletes can't sprint, and if you can't sprint, you can't win a race on this game. To win a sprint, even in the B or C category, you got to sprint like 10, 12 watts, more, 14 watts per kilo. I can't do that, even if I just now riding easy and going into a full sprint. I can't do 14 watts per kilo. So I'll never win any races, unfortunately. But I'll have fun trying. For me, it's fun to try to just stay in that lead group on a tough course until the finish. Oh, I'm dropping below 100 here. Look at my heart rate, 70 beats per minute. I don't know if that's right though, it's not moving. I have to wetten my band here. Yeah, no, it's right. 75 beats per minute, spinning at 100. I'm only doing like 100, I'm barely doing any watts, but that's pretty sick.
If you move it better, I can show you how to use it. Come on, put your mind at ease. Let's conversation, a little more action. All in conversation, it's action in me.
Did you just die? Alright. Just had a good song going for you. And it died on me. How the hell that happened? Is it dead already? Huh? I'm gonna go charge that sucker. Got my fan going either. So I'm not going super hard, but just have the fan on. Fan on a minimum. Just got a little fan here to keep me cool, which is pretty key. I don't got a towel. I didn't do all the tricks, all the preparation. If you're ever doing a race, make sure you got a towel up and the fan on, because you can't stop during the race and fix that up. There's not a whole lot of people out here today. Okay, so this is the spot, I think on Watopia, where you gotta go up. Got a short, steep hill. Let's see how long it is. 3.9 Ks I'm at now. Going into the hill. There we go. 2%, 3%. So you look at them all. they're all blasting up the hill. Oh, I could use my, catch them after and then use my draft thing, but going pretty hard. 4 watts per kilo. 3, so that's 200 meters, still 3%. But I'm telling you, on the race day, this little bump, you'll need 500-600 watts. And so it's like a 200-300 meter little ramp. But those add up. And then I think this loop has another proper hill that goes about 10% for 100-200 meters. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, my team, drag strip racing. So we've just been doing, try to get as many of my crew out for Wednesday nights. It's the Swedish Zwift Racer Winter Series. And it has like team points and category points and all that stuff. So it's kind of fun to get the whole team in. And everybody can get points. If you're in the D category, you know, you're only riding 1.5-2 watts per kilo. Yeah. 2.5 watts per kilo. You can be in the mix. The C and the B and the... Anyway, we had our man Martin Lindquist second in the A race. His best A race before that in the league was around 20th. Made the top 20 twice, I think. Me and Gabbett also barely made the top 20. And Martin made it into the bunch sprint, and he can sprint like a devil. And he out-sprinted some of the best guys in Zwift that actually do the game. And finished second, so we got us some big points. And then I got an old mate, Colin Jenkins from Canada. He was Simon Whitfield's domestique in Beijing Olympics, the triathlon. And so he signed up in the Bs for us, because he's a little heavier. He's stayed in such great shape. He's a bigger fellow, but anyway, he rode the Bs, won the Bs for us out of the blue. So it was pretty funny. So now we're ranked in the series, even though we missed the first 3 races completely of the series. We're top 10 in each category. I think in the B or the C. One of them were, I think the B were 5th. So it goes on, I think, another 6 weeks. So it's good timing, because we can hit those as our hardest workout of the week, and then we can head outside. But hopefully by the end we maybe get on the top 3 in the teams, some of the categories. We'll see. But then yeah, in between there, 10 days from now, Zwift Swedish Championships, and that'll be in a longer 2 laps of this. So it was like 60 kilometers, I think even more, 68, because of the lead-in. So most of the Zwift race are under an hour, and that will be hour 30, hour 40. So it will tax the legs a little more, hopefully drop more guys. But besides those little hills, it's pretty flat, so it'll probably be a big bunch sprint, which will be good for Martin. Not so good for me, but I'll be happy, like I say, if I make it, stay in the lead group till the finish. But yeah, this makes riding indoors such a different experience when you got all these people riding past you and back and forth, and especially in the races when you just go into the limit just to stay in the group. We'll see how it's be interesting when you see some of these top Zwifters, and then we'll see what their summers are like. Maybe they're going too hard all winter and they be flat in the summer, won't have enough distance training. But I think if you use it right, that's what I'm trying to do and trying to get my athletes to do, then yeah, you get some really hard intensity, get your power up, get your levels up, build into a little bit bigger base once the weather's decent, and by summer should be in good form to be on, you know, at a higher level in your summer races. Well, we'll see. Definitely got to find out how much intensity works for you. If doing structured workouts is better, or if doing races. But for an old guy like me who sort of burned out for a few years, always kept training, but I just couldn't get myself to push hard enough. I've been able to do that with the races. So have hit heart rates on the bike, I think 4 or 5 beats higher than I've had on the bike at all for 4 or 5 years. So seems to help, but we'll see. If I'm still a pussy on the bike this summer, you know I didn't do it right. I think there's a group coming up behind me now. Look at that. 20, 26, 27. And they're holding like 3 watts per kilo. I don't know if that's a group or not. I want to find a good situation to use my little power up here. So that was a little bump over the bridge. Not much there though. Let's see what else there is on this loop. So far just the little one out of the tunnel. I think when you get on gravel, it makes it add some resistance as well. So there's some gravel after that tunnel. So I think that little tunnel ramp. So if you get over that ramp and get a lead, and then you pump it through the gravel section, you probably can string people out. I've seen people do that quite a lot, so must be a good spot to do an attack. Not that I'll be attacking. The only way we'll be attacking is if we have a proper team and we can attack with like 4 or 5 guys, but I don't know if we'll have that many. It's raining in Zwift. Should make it rain in there. Maybe they make it rain because then you remember what it would be like riding outside when it's raining. Whereas here it's raining, but it's not really raining. Yeah. I wonder if a lot of people do this and just ride on Zwift and talk shit. Most people stream the races and they're like, which I'll be doing. But this is kind of fun. When I train and ride, that's when I get my good ideas. So probably most of what I say is just nonsense, but maybe I'll have some big inspiration here. This must be the, yeah, this is the Zwift Calm now. So it's only 2.4 Ks, 2%, but as you can see, you get a good 100, 200 meters here at the beginning of the Calm, where it's pretty steep. At 6 now, it was at 10, 8, but then I think it's going to start to flatten out soon here. Yeah, so that's 400 meters in to the hill actually. It's still at 5%. 500 into the hill. And now it's flattened out. So there we go. And then it dips down again. This is still a part of the calm, but it's flat, and now it goes up again though. 5-6%, 7%. So you got a steep bit to start, then it dips, and then it ramps again a little bit, but only 4%. But still, if you got a break on that steep part, kept the hammer down, you could really string guys out on this longer sort of false flat. Would probably be in real life. In real life, IRL. That's like new short form. Right, yeah. That you'll see around. So if you ever see that, you know it's a Zwift or someone who races in the virtual world, and they're talking about what they might be doing in the real world. IRL. So yeah, I'm just spinning around here. Still at 2%. It's not much more on this calm. It must ramp up again a little bit. There's still 1.3 to go. I don't know why, it's a calm of mostly flat. Makes some sense. But I can tell you, if that pace is not on, they'll be trying to shake it up in this section here. Try to initiate the brake on the hill and hold it. So we've got another little bit at 4% here. Still a K to go before the calm's over. Still at 87 heart rate. Must be a little tired from the, worn out from the cold. I often forget when I'm tired, my heart rate stays low. Some people, when they're tired or been sick, they get out and their heart rate's like skyrocketed. Mine's not like that. If I'm off my game, I can't get my heart rate up. Rarely had it that my heart rate's like elevated because I'm tired. Just some useless information. Not useless for me. So yeah, our flat, we're still 1%. The calm's still not over. So it must be another little ramp in it. What the heck? So now it's even going down a bit. Thought I switched my flag to Swedish. Still says I'm Canadian there. I am still Canadian, but I'm a Swedish resident officially, so I'm gonna ride the Swedish Zwift champs. I'm not gonna ride the Canadian one. They can they could disqualify me if they want, but I'm pretty much Swedish. All my racing licenses are in Swedish. My residence, pay my taxes here, all that stuff, so should be able to do Swedish Zwift championships. 63rd on that calm there. So now you got a bit of a downhill after. So here, but when you're only going downhill at like 4%, you don't get to, okay, here we get 6. So you might be able to cruise this section here. You notice I don't have to shift it. There are shifters here, so I'm shifting. But I have my trainer resistance mode set really low, because I find it's more effective for racing. So all you guys who want to get the most expensive trainer so you can feel the 17%, it's not that necessary. It's nice to feel a little bit of the grade so that you know, because you can see it, but you can see the number, but it's nice to feel a little bit of the grade, but I feel like it's a lot of work and you lose some power if you have to shift a lot of gears. So probably better off using a cheaper power meter, or sorry, a cheaper trainer, in my opinion. That's accurate, but like the Kicker Core or the second level ones can save a lot of money, and I think you don't miss anything on those. And also just do it with a power meter, but then you really got to watch. You really got to watch the grade and the moves by the other guys. But I think once you know the courses, I think a lot of the guys don't use they got their trainer resistance like completely zero, so it's just like riding with a power meter. Still haven't cracked 100. Still hardly cracked 90 heart rate. Okay, so almost got half of the figure 8 done. But you gotta do that calm in both directions each figure 8, so each loop. So you actually do that 4 times in the race. And then you got that little bump from before. I'm not sure if we go near the volcano and if we have those little ramps leading up to the volcano as well on a figure 8. Might find out, but I might be done with this little session. I was just here to loosen up the legs anyway. I can use my power up though. Not many guys out tonight. Everybody's already eaten their taco. Certainly not any Swedes out on Watopia. Must be the volcano up there though. There's a fire in the sky. La-di-da-di-da. See if the thing's actually working here. Yeah, live now. Seems like it's working. Is it blurry? Is it blurry? Not too bad. Yeah, looks pretty good. You're gonna juice up with the light now. Oh, it's loud enough. Ooh, just gotta turn it down a little. Seems like it's working. Is it blurry? Is it blurry? Not too bad. See, I was not too impressed with my camera. I thought it would be a little better, but maybe I gotta juice up a lot. Get the, oh, it's loud enough. Don't know what's wrong with it. I've been doing that the whole time. Don't know what's wrong. Doing that the whole time. Well, here's a -5. Yeah, so I get a little downhill out of there. And over the bridge here. Just gonna do some spin outs. Over here. Yes, there we go. Another 4%. Just a little one there. just wonder what's easier. It's an easier way to I wonder if it was just because I played the YouTube on my own computer that I was getting that feedback. We'll see when I play this back if how bad the sound is. I just wonder, you see guys sprinting and you can't throw the bike like in real life, so if it's even worse standing up on a sprint, it's hard to know. I suppose it probably is, but you can get a lot of power, especially if you're in a good gear and you can really spin it out though. Here I can spin up to 140 and get 600-700 watts. At 800. But 800 is a joke, really. You get blasted, and I'm doing that fresh, with fresh legs, not at the end of a hard race. Sure, I could get some more, but or hold it a little longer, but those guys are doing 1,200, 1,300 watts in the sprints. It's a good way to get the leg shake out. So now I'm going to try a little bigger gear and then out of the saddle. It will look terrible because I have no sprint technique, but see how much higher I get the watts here. Okay, yeah, almost 1,000. So you can get them up. Still get it higher standing, but everybody's going the other way, it seems like today. One more spin out. Nice and smooth on this one. Not going for too big watts. A little longer. Jeez, it's one massive manta ray. There's some pretty creative guys doing these worlds. So this must be the middle of the figure eight. You're doing the same part that you did on the way out, doing it backwards now. A closer look at the map. Figure it out. But it doesn't seem like much. You got the calm in the middle and then a couple little ramps. I'm sure they'll add up, but I think it's going to be a big bunch at the end. If any non-sprinters want to get away, they're going to have to really power and do it as a team. Anyway, I'm good with that. It's 40 minutes easy. Some little spin outs, high cadence. Have a good one.